massive. All right. We're going to just not fade it out too much, thank you, Damon, because I want to hear this, because usually we play this. It's over at the Shelter Footy Cast. We're doing the preview, the review Monday. That's not where you are. You are at BackChat. You're on BackChat with the boys from the motherfucking Southern River Band. They're here. Yeah. Pat and Cal, the boys. How are we?
Fantastic, brother.
Very good.
How you guys going?
You heard that stuff before? I mean, it's like people showing me footy highlights myself. I do still like watching them.
Yeah.
You like listening to your own stuff?
They don't just make their way to your own YouTube every now and then?
I absolutely do. We actually did one of me literally just commentating my own plays and it was absolutely outstanding.
Oh, how good is it, eh? I always do that when I'm on the piss. I'm like, you want to hear a real song?
Now, the boys are joining us, guests, hosts, I think. Like, they are guests, but a bit of a guest host. We're going to run our normal back chat, but the boys are going to be intertwined. We're going to do a bit of footy, into music, into everything else that comes with it. You know where to find us. Socials, backchat _ backchatpodcast.com.au. Thanks to our supporters, our sponsors, Whippersnapper, Shelter, Bluebet, Margaret River Roasting Co., Leadable Cameras, and Dean Bradley. He looks after real estate all around the place, actually, here in Perth. So that's our sponsors, boys. That's what allows us to do what we do. You boys need to get a bit of an array of sponsors, I think. You've brought in a bit of merch. We're going to do a merch swap a little bit later.
Definitely.
Our merch, if we did a merch T-shirt, it'd be quite full, I think. Like, there's a couple of names being rolled off the tongue there. Now, while we've got you
Thanks
in
for
here...
rubbing it in.
Yes, very good. Pat Smith, Cal Kramer. Boys, we ask every guest that comes in here the same question. We're going to ask you something similar. Your greatest ever sporting achievement. Now, we know you can play instruments. We know you're in a band. Okay, boys, that's cool. No worries. We're here to tell you we don't care that much, okay?
All right.
While you have a think about that, Dan and I thought it'd be nice to share. And then the reason we do that is we have sporting stars on here and we're talking like the best of the best, but we tell them we don't care what you do on the football field. Josh Kennedy, tell us what you can do off the football field. And it's the same for you boys. But Dan and I thought we'd share our greatest musical moments, right?
Greatest music.
Yeah, so I don't know who you want to go first. You want me to lead it off?
You go first because I think you got a couple.
I've got actually a couple.
So
here,
you go
boys,
first.
Okay,
And then I'll jump in.
I think you may be impressed. So, 4 years old, 4-year kinder. I was the lead singer and ran a solo of Away in a Manger. I was Moses in the religious play, right?
Part in the Red Sea, bro.
I was Moses, and I sung in a solo, start to finish as a 4-year-old. Right before we went on stage, before the performance, one of my mates, right, dared me to kick little baby Jesus off the stage. So baby Jesus, who not a real baby, I will say, was a fake baby. Halfway through, we're talking, Away in a Manger. You know that one. Halfway through, I just kicked the baby off the stage. I did it. And I continued on with my solo. It was on video, and that's my greatest ever musical moment. I mean,
Arguably a sporting moment.
Yeah, correct.
Was it a private school?
Christian college. Does that sound
Oh,
private?
mate. Did you get the boot?
Nah.
Well, you did the boot, but you didn't get the boot.
No, the baby got the boot.
Yeah.
Jesus got the boot. So that's mine. I might weave a few more throughout the show. What do you got?
I just one good question about that one. I just don't know why Moses is at the birth of Jesus. Why is Moses there?
To be honest,
Timelines
religion is not my strong point. I don't have a religious bone in my body. That's probably why I kicked Jesus off the stage.
So my one would be 2004 or 5, I reckon, maybe 6.
17 years ago.
Wham! Song of the Year nominee.
Hey,
yeah,
nice.
there you go.
Quite illustrious there, brother.
Yep.
How do these boys? What's Wham? I don't know what Wham is.
Western Australian music.
You boys got a few of them hanging on the wall or what?
Our old manager's got him, we give him all that shit whenever we get it, so it's just like, I don't really want this, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to put on the socials, then people think you've actually done something.
So what have you done there?
We went to the night,
Who's
the Wham
we?
night. Me and the 3 guys that played a song that was nominated.
What's your band called?
There wasn't a real band name, but it was for a church because it was in the gospel category, and
Holy
we
shit.
lost. Don't know if we came second, third, whatever. But we found out later that the winner had already pre-printed winner of the Wham! Song of the Year stickers, and they put them on the album.
Oh, at least it's not rigged then.
No, definitely rigged. So bloody Paul Morrison Do you guys know Paul Morrison? He's
He's a prestigious Wham Award winner, boys. Like, you should know him.
He's also
the
the
gospel
West
parody,
Coast.
no less.
West Coast. He's still West Coast chaplain.
Yeah, chaplain. No, he's finished up. He's over in Africa, actually,
Right.
doing his thing. But
There you go. So he stole it from
wow.
us.
Okay.
Anyways, that's
So
the closest I've come to.
that's
Paul.
enough padding to give you boys some time to think here. We want your greatest sporting achievement. It can go back to year 4 kinder if you like. I want to hear it from both of you. Paddy, you go first, mate. You're the drummer of the band, by the way.
Bass player.
Oh, good. Okay. Good to see I've started well.
Done your homework, Sky. Appreciate
Yeah,
it,
that's
mate.
very good. Yeah, I'll get to you soon, guitarist. Cal.
2015, I reckon. Uni games.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone gets together. We're on the Gold Coast. All Australian, half forward.
Holy shit.
Hey.
Bagged about 30 in 5 games. I reckon.
Holy shit. What are you doing playing in a band, bro?
Well, we were just used to playing hungover, so we were better than everyone else. A few blokes kicked more. I don't know what it was. There must have been a waffle bias or something, but the UWA team had like the Perth Demons midfield, the fucking East Perth backline, and then a couple of us getting cheap ones over the top.
Wow. Okay,
Shows
all
you that.
Australian, big fella.
Yeah,
pretty good,
huge gong.
Come on now, Cal. You're coming here with a purple jacket. You tell me
I gotta be
about
honest.
this.
I gotta be honest with you. I didn't want to bring this up before, but I'm a bit of a round ball guy. I come from a round ball family.
Oh boy.
I know, but I'm still into the footy, mate. You know, like, but so when I was,
So you're the lead singer of Southern River
yeah,
Band.
but see, I got these wrists, so like they're fuck all. So I couldn't really play any contact sport as a kid because I used to be way smaller and they just didn't really get much bigger. But so when I was back playing soccer, I was like, I'm gonna fucking show me old man I can do it. I did 2 things. I was playing Sunday amateur football. I scored the free kick that beat the top team in front of me coaches, like who were like telling me, no, don't take it. And I was like, fuck you, watch this. Put it right in the top corner. We beat the top team. We went on to win the league undefeated that year. And I also, when I was playing first team, I got paid. And I came back home and I showed my old man, because he's been involved in Inglewood, one of the state league clubs. So I come home, I was like, Carlos, guess what I just did? I was like, I got paid to play football. And he looked at me like I just killed his fucking dog, eh? He was like, how have standards slipped that far that you'll get paid? I'm like, yeah, brother.
How much you get paid?
$50.
Carlos, I reckon it sounds like Dino and Carlos. Dino's
That's my dad.
Dan's old man.
Yeah.
Dino, great man. But he's a strapping looking man, Dino. Dan,
73 looks like he's 40.
Eastern Europe,
Greek. Yeah, he's Greek blood.
Greek god. I would say he looks like a Greek god.
Does he go down to Florida down there?
No, he doesn't. He's more of a footy guy, but he hangs out in Bali a lot. loves your
Which
loves
is quite
Bali
similar
trip.
to
Loves Bali
Florida.
trip.
Correct, Florida, Bailey, same shit. You probably see the exact same people there. Now, I do want to follow up with a second question we've started asking, I guess. We found out a couple of weeks ago, Dan's a bit of a psychopath. He's got a few mental issues where he beeps daily in the car, beeps his horn. Are you blokes beepers?
Nah.
Do you beep?
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. I'm
You're
a
violent, aren't you?
violent driver.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, normally I'm pretty placid, like in all other aspects. As soon as I'm in a car, I'm just like fucking raging.
But that's more the Bunno chips. He's Paddy's Bunbury boy.
Yeah,
Yes.
too used to driving up and down to Bunbury.
What, Kel, you're not a beeper? I'm not a beeper either. I can't remember the
Do you
last
even
time
have
I
a
beeped.
horn?
I don't have a car. I caught a train here and ran. That's why I'm in the jogging suit. Nah, if I get beeped, I'm like, what you fucking, instantly like ready to go.
Yes.
And it's so I don't like doing it to other people, knowing the visceral reaction that I give.
Don't you have a tactic for that?
Yeah, so what you do is, so if you're at the lights, right, and you want to beep someone, you beep, and as soon as you beep, you look behind, you just like, what the heck? So the person in front thinks
that
that
is-
person in front thinks that it's coming from behind you.
Yeah.
I'm
But
a
you're
real
actually-
looker, like, when someone's right-hand lane doing like 5Ks under the limit, just
Oh.
the least pleasant thing in the world. So you have to come on the inside and overtake him and just give him the...
Yeah, no, I do that. I do that. Yeah, you let them know, but that's even more passive aggressive. I like that. You know what I mean? At least that's like beeping. It's like that's that's road statement. But the look is like you've disappointed them.
All right, so we are running this like a bit of a pseudo guest interview, but we're going to weave in the normal back chat throughout. So we'll have a bit of a run around sport at the moment, boys. So Josh Kennedy, you're both West Coast fans.
Was there last night?
Did you go?
Yeah.
Kicks 8 goals. Could have kicked 10, I might add. And I was
Yeah.
calling for it on
Could have
Fox
sealed
Footy.
it with his ninth too. He fucking let everyone down in
He
the end.
butchered it. He absolutely butchered it. You're spot on. I told him that on Fox Footy. I said, mate, you missed the easiest shot all day, and you've lost it. I didn't say you've lost the game, but he pretty much
Could have
did.
been a fairy tale and you ruined it for yourself.
What's some West Coast memories for you boys? Going to games?
Got a bit of a bone to pick with you.
Oh, good.
Oh,
We love the
Straight
front
up.
foot.
2015.
Yes. Yeah, we lost the grand final.
Yeah.
Is that
so
it?
we're at uni, running around trying to get tickets. Got them on last minute standing room. Jump in the car.
Did I sell you the tickets?
No. But you were just
Because I was
involved. You had a role to
no
play.
wonder you boys got no cars if I sold tickets to you. I was gouging in 2015.
Yeah, we landed them on the last minute.
Yeah.
So jumped in the car, stung across the Nullarbor, Eagle Rock going the whole way. I reckon we had made the land, we got there in 36 hours or something.
Wow.
It was really good.
Great.
Grand final parade Friday, Saturday quarter time, game over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the thing. You wanted me to play better. I will say that at quarter time in the 2018, it was pretty much all over too.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe
That
it was
a
your
good job.
faith in the West Coast Eagles that
Yeah.
didn't actually get us over the line in 2015.
Damn it.
Did you go 2018?
Didn't go 2018.
Wow.
he'd already had his heart broken. Why is he going to go again?
Because we could have just given it to him on a platter. We had the premiership there. What about you, Cal?
Well,
You go
mine's
to footy much?
yeah, no, not really. But I do like hanging out with the boys and everything. I got on the piss. We were at the Indie Bar once when one of my other bands played there, and
Yes.
my next door neighbour is like a die-hard Eagles fan.
You're talking
right?
David Wirapunda here.
Yeah. So like on the piss with him, and he stayed around with the band after, and he's fucking hilarious, right? But I was like, "Wira, can you sign my snare skin for me? Like, I want to give it to my next door neighbour." So he signed it. He's like, "Bose, we did it, brother," and then signed it. And now he's got it hanging up over his pool table next door. It's
that's
fucking it's
outstanding.
fucking wicked.
Two things about Wiz. Loves footy. Great footy player. 2, likes having a beer too.
He likes having a beer, doesn't he?
Can have a beer. That's outstanding. I will just say, this is thanks to Charlie, a couple of Freo fans over here, by the way, boys. So we do let them in here, but it's only because we want to sell our merch. Flagmantle, backchatpodcast.com.au/merch, which is back on, by the way. Fremantle win, 2 weeks to go. I'm
Home
telling you,
finals
Flagmantle. I know we're West Coast fans here.
I'll
Look,
get
I am
around
too.
it.
But I can get around Flagmantle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, WA team. If we're both going well, you're back in West
Yeah.
Coast.
Yep.
But Freo is the only team actually that can win a game this year.
Likeable side as well.
Which is weird
Yeah.
because they haven't been
Nah.
like for a fairly long time.
Yeah.
Fifey won us over last year at the Brownlow, eh?
What did he do?
It was just really nice to us.
What are you boys doing at the Brownlow?
How'd you go
We
there?
played at the
Played at the
Brownlow
Brownlow.
last year.
Holy shit!
Were you not there?
No, mate, they don't. They don't invite retired players, which is me last year. 2, they certainly don't fucking invite battling backmen to the Brownlow. I've only been once to the Brownlow, and it was because Josh Kennedy didn't have a date, and I went with Josh Kennedy, and he made him drink excessively for the entire night, and he got in a lot of trouble with his with the team, with the family, and everyone else. Anyway, so you boys played at the Brownlow.
Yep.
Well, fuck me.
We
Tell us
forced-
about that.
We forced our way in there, eh? When all that shit started happening that they were thinking of bringing the Grandy over here, I remember I was like hungover as fuck one Sunday morning, and I was like, saw all the shit coming up, and I just started putting hashtag SRB AFLGF on everything. Like every news site, I just went out of my way, and then like 3 hours later, it was like hundreds and hundreds of likes and comments and everything. The hashtag just went wild, and then that next week, and then they already had the entertainment booked for the Grandy. But they fucking took us to Parliament House for lunch and everything, and then we like got the call up. They're like, "Yeah, you're playing the Brownlow." We had to play a fucking AC/DC song, which is like obviously absolutely love AC/DC, but
Yes.
it's fucking hard to do, like because they already did it perfectly. And if I saw someone play an AC/DC song, I'm like, "Why would you cover that? You're just fucking ruining it."
Oh shit! I've got so many questions. So how does that work? They tell you what to play.
Yeah.
That makes no sense
So
whatsoever
what,
to me.
You were playing as a cover band, or you got to play your own stuff?
We opened it.
We opened it with Long Way to the Top. I
Yeah.
would have thought.
Did you get to play your own stuff as well?
Nah,
Nah.
we fucking pushed for that so hard, eh? Because like so many people that we know are like, "Oh, you had to play a cover." It's like we didn't fucking choose to play a cover.
Yeah, I
But
just
it's
wonder-
just like, we want to go to the Brownlow, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we have to, we have to.
Is that like up there with things you've done?
These
Mega.
guys are like, Pat, relax. I was just walking because we got to the after party afterwards, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
Holy wines, this fucking
Yeah.
you know.
Mate, remember? So I'm just thinking back because it was obviously here in Western Australia. We not a competition or anything, but a challenge.
Yeah.
We tried to challenge people to get into the Brownlow without an invite of our listeners, and we probably didn't have enough listeners at the time.
No.
Didn't get it over the line.
like 3 people.
But we could have gone in. We could have been, I don't know,
Roadies.
Yeah.
roadies.
You just fucking walked in, but eh? Remember because we got there that little bit later and they were already doing the red carpet thing.
Yeah, but you were wearing like a shiny suit with your hair and shit.
No,
I was
not
thinking
them.
like they're like that guy. obviously
it
deserves to
wasn't,
be
yeah.
because he's not a footy
No,
player.
remember because we got ready in the suite. Oh man, that was so funny as well. When we finished like playing, so we got like one of the corporate suites was our like dressing room. So we get out like as soon as we finish, and I just like let out this fucking yell over the top. And the Bulldogs were in that quarantine bullshit, so they were like directly under us while the count's going on. So I'm like, yeah. And the security guard's coming up. Will you shut the fuck up? Sorry, boys.
That's unreal.
He's coming to the after party.
Was the after
Fucking
party?
losers.
Where was it? Was it any
At
good?
Crown.
Was
Yep.
it shit?
We had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a really good time. So there were a lot of swinging toilet doors.
Yeah, correct. AFL Brownlow. That does not surprise me in the slightest bit. There is a bit of I think there's crossover between sport or footy and music, like, and performance, like, because they're performance industries, right? Like, you got to go out and perform. People are effectively critiquing or making opinions on what you do, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you see that? Like the
100%.
back and forth.
All our like we have like team talks whenever we do it and everything. It's always just sport analogies. Like, we got to do this, boys.
Do ya?
We got to fucking give it to them. Yeah, 100%.
And similarly to sport, the people who are the most critical don't play an instrument
Yep.
or write music.
Yes.
It's always the people who are most critical in sport have never fucking picked the ball up before.
That's very interesting. Like, can you give me some roles then? Like, who's the coach? Who plays in the forward line? Who's a midfielder? Who's a backman?
Dan, our guitarist, is probably our coach.
Yes.
You've got a good analogy on backmen, forwards, and mids.
Yeah,
So,
so-
give him that, and then tell him, and then we can see who's who.
Well, it sounds like Paddy's, bloody all Australian.
Yeah.
One time more than me, so he'll probably know all about this. Forwards, we know what they are. So forwards sign memberships, right? Sell memberships. I'll get this right one day. Yep. Forwards sell memberships, right? People are coming to the games to see Josh Kennedy kick goals.
Yep.
The midfielders sign sponsorships. All the boys, they want the merch on them. They want the Nikes. They want the new gear. But backs win premierships.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a fucking good analogy.
Absolutely correct as well. So who is it in the band? Who's the forward? Who's the mid? Who's the backman? I might add, when we get a nice little reprint done, we do have some of that merch lying around, I think. backchatpodcast.com.au/merch. Now, who's the roles in the band or the Southern River band?
We don't have any sponsorship, as you kindly brought up before, so we don't have any midfielders.
That's because we've never had anything to offer anybody.
Shelter, what's up? Whippersnapper,
No, they've been
what's
sending
up?
us a little bit of piss.
yeah.
Hey, no, I'm just
Child,
saying.
son.
Yeah, no, we do. Child, the sunnies.
Yeah, we get some sunnies. That's
Good. I mean, you need to really target the things you like to do.
Yeah.
So if you like drinking, then
Yeah.
do what we've done, and
Ideas,
we have Shelters and we have Whippersnapper, our two major sponsors.
Yeah.
You got coffee, beer, and whiskey sorted.
Who?
Oh, that sounds like a good
All
day.
past the morning, afternoon, night.
Yeah.
Addiction. We do it here at BackChat. Now, tell me, forward, mid, back.
You'd be the forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm out the front.
I was going to say, like, I'll tell you who it is. You're the fucking forward. You're the finisher.
Mate, at the end of the day, I get paid to take my shirt off, rip my shirt off, no less, and shake my dick around. So I'm not having a bad time.
Well, correct. You're going to be the guy
wearing
up the front.
wearing pants is not, you know.
Yes.
Are they usually loose, tight? What are we talking here?
Super tight.
Yeah, very good.
Very little to the imagination.
Well, because, I mean, I was going to, you can't be up the front singing by yourself with no music behind you, right?
No.
So
No,
that's
exactly.
same as the forwards. There's no one's kicking any goals down there if the ball doesn't get down there from the midfield. Well, and it certainly doesn't get down there and the backs do their job. So who's the mid? Who's signing sponsorships? Who's about the money? That's what I'm saying. That they're all about the money. Don't really give a shit about anyone else but themselves.
Paddy, you're probably starting to do that now, actually. No, you are. You're getting that. He's a businessman.
I got the short back and sides.
Yeah,
business
that's
meetings.
it. Yeah.
Midfielders get Friday night footy's coming up.
Yeah.
Midfielders go and get a haircut on the Thursday, or usually the Wednesday, or maybe Tuesday. They want the 2-3 day look.
Yep.
They don't want the brand new, but they want it new
Yeah.
enough.
You
So
gotta
you're
let
doing
them
that.
I'm not trying that hard. I just
Correct.
look great all the
So
time.
that's you, Paddy.
What do you reckon, fellas?
So I thought the bass player would have been the backman. Just slapping the bass, reliable kind of.
I think because we're a four-piece that it doesn't. We've kind of just got forwards and backs, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
we've
but-
got 3 defenders and a forward.
Who's
No,
the
but
back?
no, because Dan, our other guitarist, right? He's a fucking infinitely better guitarist than I am. But so we'll pivot, like each of us will take solos and shit like that. So when you come into playing rhythm guitar, you become the midfield because you receive the ball and you fucking play it onto them.
Talking
You know
about
what I mean?
fifth midfielder coming from the back line. We haven't seen that at AFL level, but that
Yeah.
could be something that.
You know,
He's a bit of player coach as well, Dan. He's got the studio that we do all our recording and everything at. So
I might say the backmen are usually the grumpiest, and it's if anything ever
Dino
stuffs up.
drummer.
We've got something pretty excited to announce here on BackChat. So this is to involve you boys, but BackChat's headed to Europe.
Oi.
Yes.
Oh.
So we haven't
Comedy
announced that on the
Star.
show yet, but we are headed over to the F1 to cover the Belgium F1 and the Amsterdam F1. So, yes, it'll be a quiet trip over there in Europe. We are going to be working. We're going to be covering it. We've got some access that's... People that listen to this podcast will know where I've got the access from, but I've got to kind of keep it under wraps. So we do have some good access over there. We can't wait.
Fuck yeah.
The first 5 days, so we go for 10 days or so. The first 5 days, Spa, which is where the Belgium F1 is, it's kind of rural. And so the accommodation, you either stay in Brussels, which is like 2.5 hours. We have to go back and forward for 4 days though. So we didn't want to spend 5 hours going back and forward to Brussels.
Yeah.
So we thought, fuck it, let's get an RV. So we've got a massive big
wicked.
RV.
Wow.
Like it's got 4 beds in it. There's 3 beds in
I
it.
think it's got 5.
I think it may have
10
one.
beds in it.
It may have one.
It's got a spa.
Double-decker bus.
It may or may not have 1 bed in it. So we're driving that around. So I thought, look, I know it's a bit corny, but you boys know music, I'm assuming. We need to sort of roll out a couple of songs for the playlist. Of course, Southern River Band's going to be right up there.
We're
What can
trying
we
to go to sleep.
try not to go to sleep, and we're just going to smash that out. What can we? What's sort of your music influences? And I thought we might be able to put together a bit of a playlist and share it
Yeah,
with
what are you
everybody.
guys playing in the tour bus? I assume you're listening to yourself
BackChat
a lot.
podcast.
Yeah.
mate,
Nothing
always.
but interspliced with the Shelter Footy cast. That's it. That's 2 things. That's about it.
And that's why our music.
BackChat.com/merch.
That's why our music careers have gone down the gurgler. Just hit the BackChat.
What? Because we don't boot any babies.
Correct. Yeah, you might want to do that actually. Roll out a pram,
Yeah.
have a fake baby in it, and kick it off. See how that goes
That's
for
a
you.
pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Come on, give me some music that you boys can we add into it. What can we roll
Road trip
into it?
ones.
It always starts with Chisel.
Yeah,
It always
that's
starts with
100%. You can't go wrong.
Great.
You absolutely cannot go wrong.
Great.
Because it's got all like they got some rocky songs, but then they got the ones that as you're sitting out there looking over the Belgian countryside, you can be pondering, how did I end up here? When Flame Trees is playing, you're like,
I wonder what Barnesy would think about Europe.
yeah.
Wonder what my
What's
life's
Barnsley
going to
like
become in the next 5 years,
How
5
did
minutes.
How did I end up here?
The pondering music, I like it.
Yeah.
Paddy, what do you got for me?
My go-to's Gone Shooting. AC/DC, the Power Rage album.
Great.
That gets
That's-
thrashing.
That's also, in my opinion, the greatest rock and roll album start to finish ever. Power Rage by AC/DC. It's one of them ones that you can just play from ass to tit, and it's fucking amazing
Yeah.
every time.
Do people ask you this all the time? Like, what are your music influences out? Because like people ask me all the time, who's your favourite player growing up, and did you watch them, and did you take like mine was Darren Milburn, right? Who was just this like lunatic, like solid backman, right? And he almost killed Stephen Silvani in the middle of the MCG one day. And I like to think I had a bit of Darren Milburn in me. So like, do you boys have that with music?
Yeah, pretty much. I got like I'm
What
basically
do you normally do on a Saturday, Cal, when you get home?
so me and my mate Sugar who plays in the band, we'll be like busted up out and night out sort of thing. I'm like, want to go back to mine? And we just put on this Stevie Ray Vaughan live album. Well, it's like a live recording, but it's literally my earliest memory. It's like called Live at the Elmer Combo, and like Stevie Ray's the greatest guitar player ever, in my personal opinion. It's all subjective, of course, but we just sitting there at like 3 a.m, just like, this is the fucking best. And we did it for like 12 weeks in a row. We're going back every time. This is fucking amazing, man.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Paddy, you got anything for me?
I've been learning a lot from my wise mentors.
Can I please grab him?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Penny.
No, keep going. Yeah. Got the hand signals.
Yeah.
I just heard the noise.
Yeah, a lot of country music as well makes its way through the playlist.
Yes.
We've got a sensitive side as well.
Yep.
Yeah. No one shows more male emotion than footy supporters and blokes singing country music.
Yeah.
When you actually think about it,
Yes.
you meet the bloke like they're kind of like down on farm, all that sort of shit, right? Like songs about people losing their farm and shit like that. But you ask them and they'll be like, I'm all right. But then really they're like, and they play this heartbreaking song. It's fucking wicked.
Yeah.
I've actually got a playlist called Country Drab, and
Awesome.
it's good. It's just full of really like bad storytelling in country music.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's,
Yeah.
I
Thank you very
do,
much.
It's good for a road trip.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that fucking... Oh, who's that guy that's going out with Gwen Stefani? Blake Shelton? You bring the dogs. We got shown this fucking... What is it? You name the babies and I'll name the dogs. It's like...
That shit out.
I reckon it's wicked, eh?
You bring the babies, we'll name the dogs.
You name the babies.
Oh.
So it's like about... He's singing it to his missus. You name the babies and I'll name the dogs. How good's that, eh?
The emotion thing's true. I interviewed Josh out in the field yesterday. I think did I speak about crying last week? I said I didn't really. Not much of a cry.
Yeah, you're going at me about it,
mate. I was as close. I can't remember.
That was an emotional afternoon, man. Everyone fucking hung around. It was like
I almost cried when he kicked his. Well, I almost cried when he ran out because he had his kids with him and his wife, and we're really close. We know all them, and it was just like emotional. And then he kicked his first goal, and I was cooked at that. I'm working national TV by the way with this as well, so I'm sitting there like my phone off, like,
unbiased.
Yeah, don't cry. Yeah. So he kicked his first, and then he starts teeing off on the Adelaide Football Club and kicks 8. And then when the game finished, like I have to do the post-game interview with him on the ground. And, I wanted to get the moment right. It's his last game, a lot of people watching. And the first question I asked him, I can't remember what it was, but he started welling up. And then his kind of face started doing the tremble. I was like, no. And then for some stupid fucking reason, I said, I just left a bit of space and I was like, how are you feeling, mate? And he just didn't answer me, and he was like fully choked up, and I was just like, no.
Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, and I had to turn my back a bit on the thing and look around the crowd. I'm like, look at all these people, mate. But actually, I was like, don't look at the fucking camera while you're crying, bro.
There was a bit of dust in the air last night.
Yeah, I know. But he goes on and plays well. So yeah, we are headed to Europe. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be doing BackChat from over there. I know you boys.
Have you got some F1 guys lined up to talk to?
Yeah,
Sick.
hopefully, just on the sly. Where we're gonna work. We're gonna be over there. We're gonna be amongst it. So we can't promise anything.
It's a bit of a shit show over there at the moment. So we're just entering that.
Basically, 3 Aussies. I don't know if you boys follow the F1, but 3 Aussies have blown up the whole scene. We got Mark Webber, who is the former Australian F1 chairman, who's managing the preeminent Formula One Oscar Piastri, who's won F3, F2, and he's now waiting for his F1 seat. So he's his manager. And then Dan Ricciardo, who's the current F1 driver. So there's these 3 Aussies all fighting over each other's seats, and it's a complete shit show, and it's by Australia. So, I mean, that's not surprising. The Australians are blowing up a sport completely. I don't know who I'd add to our playlist. You're going to add Country Drab? Is that what you're doing?
Yep. I'm going to have some
Bruce Springsteen would be a good one.
Or something.
Yeah.
My first concert I ever went to was Linkin Park.
Sick.
Yeah, so
Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, so yeah, correct. Yeah, people who don't know Linkin Park won't know what that is.
Yep.
Doesn't have a lead singer anymore. And then I kind of got into this band, which I want to talk about now. My favourite band growing up after Linkin Park was The Darkness.
Fucking
So you boys are fucking touring with The Darkness.
Yep.
So Paddy told me this on the phone the other day, and I don't know if you thought I'd react to it at all, but you said The Darkness. I was like, you may as well said the Beatles, mate. I was like, get fucked.
Yeah.
The Darkness.
Yep.
So you boys are touring in October with The Darkness.
Yep. We did it 2 years ago, and we were right in the middle of it. We became like really good mates and everything, playing these fucking massive theatres all around the country. And then it was literally we were in Adelaide and COVID hit.
Wow.
The whole shit show happened and everything just fucking shut down. We were just like out there living your dream.
Wow.
I'm living like my 17 and 25-year-old dream, but it's just like game over. And then when we found out they were touring again, we just been pushing. And then I think they put in a word for us with like the booking agent and shit, and was like bang, straight back on.
Wow. So what does that look like for you boys? Is it a big tour in terms of the amount of shows you got to play, or is it just major cities?
Good,
or
big venues. Good,
Yep.
yeah. The
Where?
Forum.
Give it
Enmore,
this is plug
Tivoli.
away.
We're doing 2 at the Forum in Melbourne.
Yep.
Come back here, do the Astor.
Astor.
Someone gave me shit about the way I said this place. Is it Thebarton?
Thebarton.
I thought it was Thebarton in Adelaide.
Never heard
Never
or
heard
know
I think
anything
someone
about
laughed at me. Someone did laugh at me when I said it. I was like, what the? I'm just saying it how it's spelled.
We've got a bit of a full house here. I'm just looking for any reactions whatsoever. No one.
Thebarton? Thebarton?
Thebarton.
Has anyone been to Adelaide?
Huge venue anyway.
South Australia. Anyone?
Fucking bigger than any other one.
Yes, great.
Then we do Sydney,
Enmore.
Brisbane, Enmore and Sydney, Tivoli or Tivoli again. See, it's all these fucking places I don't know how to say.
Not
We're
sure
gonna go there.
if anyone have got the at the start either. Do you just say Tivoli or do you say the Tivoli?
Well, there's only one of it, isn't there?
Where is that?
Brisbane.
The Brisbane.
Yes. Right. So it's a big tour. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and we do Canberra at the arse end of it as well, which I'm really excited to go.
where's the best place to play? Not Canberra.
Melbourne.
No, we
Yeah,
love
Melbourne.
Canberra. We love everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Correct.
I'm just taking the piss.
Yeah. Melbourne.
Yeah, we got the most fans in Melbourne.
Yep.
They've got a good rock and roll scene over there.
Sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
like where we were over in Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, stayed in Fitzroy, like those sort of areas, or you're like
Did you stay at the nunnery, the hostel? That's where we used to fucking stay, mate. That's how we knew we were moving up in the world. Last time we actually had somewhere with like we each had a bed. Yeah. Staying in the fucking backpackers, mate. Yeah, this is
so you used to roll into the backpackers, go play.
Yeah.
Have all your gear lying around at the backpackers.
Yeah, so bad, man. Yeah. And then, because one of our mates' bands, the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets, they took us on tour with us a couple of years ago. Well, it would have been fucking like 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
But they were staying there, and they came back all pissed as. And I always know that when people are on the piss, like even if it's not me, people will look and be like, "It's fucking him there." Like they always like, and these guys are fucking like maggot and like throwing chairs at the fucking backpackers at like 5 a.m. They got all complaints from all the neighbours and everything, and then we get the fucking complain about it.
And the bill, no bill.
I'm like, no, it actually wasn't us. We're not even lying.
So I mean, that must be awesome to have Darkness, like big band, really big band.
Yeah.
You know, have something like that.
Yeah, and it's not very few bands doing proper rock and roll.
Yeah.
Still.
That's the biggest thing for us.
It's a bill that makes sense. There's not a lot of bands we can support because we're pretty fucking full on live. So people don't necessarily want to take us on, but the Darkness.
Is that what you find? Is that a thing?
Matt, like in Australia, there's so many bands, but there's so few sort of doing. I'm not saying that doing what we do, man, but like there is just like genre wise, it's mostly heritage bands or whatever. But
why?
Don't know. I think it's just.
Is it hard?
Maybe it's shit.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. People just don't seem to. Well, no, people like it or whatever, but people just don't seem to play it. It's you know, all the new bands and shit is basically what you hear on Triple J. And then when the people are coming through at whatever age, I mean, I was listening to all my both were listening to all our parents' music growing up and then sort of never aged out of that.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people now are just like, with having their phones at all times, they're just going on the internet and seeing whatever's new and current and shit like that. And I also don't know because I don't really pay that much attention to it.
Yes.
So I'm just quite happy listening to the shit that I'm listening
El Macumbo again.
Yeah. Hey man, you should put the Stevie Ray thing on.
Oh well, I'm happy to say that. So when we did the Shelter Footy Cast, the boys spoke to the boys at SRB down at Southern River Band and said, you know, we appreciate the use of your song, by the way.
Oh, I love it.
But like, if it had been shit, it would have been like, oh cool, like the Southern River Band playing again. But I genuinely like the music, not to fanboy too.
No, that was when you sent us that message. I fucked about a couple of months. Like, guess your message. Us like hell likes the band. Will Schofield.
Well, we give it a fair flogging here at BackChat. So
awesome.
Now we're going to keep rolling through the show. We got a little segment called "You Send It, We Read It." Before we get to there, actually, top 10 lists. We called out them last week with the Southern River Band boys. I'll get to some top 10s. Like we've got all decade for me to do top 10 lists. So we'll do that next week. Keep your eye out over YouTube socials for us to do that. Now we've got a segment here. It's called "You Send It,
We Read It."
Yes.
Sorry, I was.
I want a little bit of a sting, please. You send it, we read it. Sting me again, please, Damon. I like this one. You send it, we read it. Okay, good.
Harmonies. Is that you boys?
No, it's not actually. But Troy, who made it, is the guitarist at the top of Optus Stadium who shreds before Freo games.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, so he made that. And he did say that he made it, it was inspired by
he
you
made
and I.
it, and he made it on top of Optus Stadium.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, wicked.
No, he
didn't
didn't.
do
He
that.
didn't.
You had me there.
Yeah, you said it, we read
hang.
it. Brought to you by Leaderville Cameras. If you want any, I reckon you boys might be able to sort yourself some gear down at Leaderville Cameras.
Yeah.
We got microphones, we got cameras, we got tripods, we got lighting, we've got
Binoculars.
mixers, we got binoculars.
What do you use the binoculars for?
Oh, you just stay around. You stay around after. I'll give you a good spot. Printing. We do. What else do we do?
Everything related to our podcast.
Correct. Everything that we use here, those boys sort us out. So if you are listening and you do want to look after Leaderville Cameras, I just spoke to Lydio, the owner over there, right? He's a good man, Lydio.
Lydio from Leaderville.
Yes, that is correct.
Bit of alliteration.
Lydio from Leaderville. I said, can we get our fans something? And he said, oh, of course. I mean, this is what we do here.
Great.
So he said, literally, not joking here, tell them to say Scully sent you, and I'll give them $20 off their first purchase. One time, if you tell them down at Leaderville Cameras on Oxford Street, tell them Scully sent you, $20 off.
Amazing.
I don't know if you can get a better deal than that.
That's pretty good.
You could, but probably not. I doubt it.
You can't.
So what we do here, you send stuff in, hello@backchatpodcast.com.au, not /merch. Stop looking at me like that, Cal. And I know you want to come in with it. So you send us an email and we read it out. Keep Pasco.
Okay, so that's right. Another snip story. I hope you never get used to reading them, Dan.
Oh, another snip story.
We've read out a few vasectomy stories recently, so people keep sending them in. So I'm going to keep reading them.
Because Dan's awkward when he reads them.
So this happened to a friend of mine. I finally got the details over the weekend during birthday party. Come November, this fellow will have his 4th child and will leave them with 4 under 4 absolute madness.
Wow.
So I asked him how the snip went as I'm considering it myself. He told me it was a bit of a weird time. He then proceeded to explain him and his partner shopped around to gather information and pricing, kind of like a quote. The first place they went to, not sure of the establishment, the price was a bit higher than they expected. So they proceeded to shop around and settled on a place closer to home and fairly cheaper. At this point, I said that's not something I'd be saving money on. He proceeded to explain that during the snip, which in his case wasn't a snip, but a small but very, very hot steel rod, assumingly of very small size, then there's a full stop, so I don't know what happened from there. So he was under a bit of local in the appropriate area and told me that the experience was very unpleasant, as all he could smell was a burning / skin melting aroma. I proceeded
New fragrance.
I proceeded to laugh, but also console the man. Moral of the story, fellas. Moral of the story, pay up, fellas. Don't let your wife shop around.
Wow. So someone's take a soldering iron to his penis, basically.
And
give
but
it
down it, eh?
I don't know.
Because it
Nah,
doesn't start at the
I don't know.
front end.
I don't know about this, mate. We're
just
not
reading
experts here, mate. We're just people have just sent it and we're reading it, Cal.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more we can do, but
That's all. That he doesn't give us any other info.
that is just
But it makes me
disturbing stuff. If
uncomfortable.
you got any more snip stories, please send them in. Jono Osborne from Osborne Plumbing and Gas. We love that, Jono. You want a free plug? Yes. /merch. We don't actually have a plumbing and gas sponsor, so
No, we
hello,
do anyway.
Jono. Please hit us
Hey
up.
boys, just got home from JK's last game. The boys on the field put up a great effort for Josh in his last game, and kicking 8 goals was an amazing effort. My gripe is that when JK was being chaired off, they played 3 Blink-182 songs: Rock Show, Damn It, and Man Overboard. As a 35-year-old, I know these songs are incredibly important to people of our era. Since we lost, we couldn't sing the theme song, so I proceeded to sing these 3 songs with great vigour, much to the disgust of all 49,999 people in attendance. Shame on you West Coast fans. Jono.
So Jono wasn't happy with he
fans,
was happy
not
with
the
what
engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So JK's favourite band. Yeah.
I
So
was into the Blink. That was sick.
Yeah.
so that's
very
JK's favourite band, right?
Yeah, and they've been doing it on the Instagram and shit. Like they'll sort of pump it with the
captions and
lyrics.
stuff like that. Yep.
And so Jono's not happy with the reception. Because, I mean, there's a lot of old crew down at West Coast, isn't there? That's why there's...
I was surprised they played.
Family Day yesterday as well.
yeah,
wasn't
correct.
It?
It was funny because I went into the rooms, sort of followed JK in. I was sort of a part of the clapping, and I thought I'll just go down there, see what's happening. It was just a weird feeling in the rooms because it was his last game. He kicked 8, but the boys had lost, and so everyone came in, and he was like standing in the middle of the room, and there's all his friends and family, like everyone there, but like you couldn't sing the song.
Yeah.
You know, he couldn't sing the song. It felt like we should have sung the song, and I was standing next to a few boys. I said, "Why don't you just sing the song? Like, just get in there and like get around him and sing the song." But it would have been, I think it would have been real awkward. Like imagine the coverage that would have got.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
can't
it's
get
one of
away with
them-
anything, eh?
It's one of them moments, though, isn't it? Like I'm with you there. Like surely it's his last one, so that's the perfect way to end it with all the boys singing.
Question to you boys. So while I was at the footy club, the song got redone, right? Good. Who's the band? Who's the band?
Is it
Birds of
Birds of Tokyo, right? So Birds of Tokyo, Birds of Tokyo do a version of the song, and they roll that out. That's the song now, right?
Yeah.
What happens if okay, 1, what's your thoughts on the new song? 2, if an AFL club comes to you boys and say the Carlton Blues want a new theme song, it's Southern River Band, do you do it, and how do you do it? So 1, what do you think of the Birds of Tokyo version? You're shaking your head the whole time I've been speaking, Pat, so you could speak about it.
Sound off.
Well, it's like it's not. It doesn't inspire much. Like you're better off with the big band fucking horns and shit.
Yes.
I don't know. Sorry, Ian and the boys, but
Yes. We love the band. We
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
Birds of Tokyo. We love
fucking
the band.
Oh, they didn't write the song.
Didn't they?
Well, no, it's still the same song.
it's got verses and stuff.
Yeah, it does
They,
too.
they tweaked it. Yeah.
Oh, they tweaked a little
Didn't
bit.
record it. Was that Rada? No.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. What team would you boys redo?
Tassie.
Yeah,
They'll be looking for a song.
But the relocated team.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, they're getting a new one.
I know, but when they're going to relocate
Yeah,
somewhere?
maybe North Melbourne gets a new one.
Imagine that.
Boys, idea. This is just spitballing here.
Yeah, go on.
Why don't we put together the 19th team theme song before it even happens?
Oh, and we just insert team name here.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why don't we actually do one? I bet a fucking good one.
Well,
That's
I
a
did
great
one for my
idea.
family soccer club, eh? I'm serious. I've actually got I did it as a full footy song. So then in the soccer world, everyone's like, we don't do that. It's not fucking It's not fucking AFL, mate. It's a fucking good song. If only you bastards won more, we'd get to fucking sing it.
We need to do that. And
That's
it'll
a
be
great
like the
idea.
Brown, though. We'll just start tagging it across socials and
Yeah.
we'll just force it
Force
to
it.
happen.
Yeah.
Even if they don't want it, we'll just do it.
100%.
It'll be the people's
Are
song.
you playing in Tassie with the Darkness?
Nah.
Do things happen in Tassie? Like, do they do shows in Tassie?
We got hit up to go there last year when shit started opening up again.
You boys would go off in Tassie, I assume.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck thing was though? We were going to go. It was for this like festival, but what were we doing? We had something coming up. We had a bunch of other festivals in Victoria and shit. And it was just as it opened, and that's when COVID was really happening. And everything was like, if you don't make it, or you got the 7 days thing, everyone's testing you before you go. We're like, we can't take this risk for this run of shows that we got.
Yes.
So we had to be like, like picking and choosing sort of thing.
Right.
Otherwise, we would have been there.
All
We
right.
love you, Tasmania.
All right, so what'll be
Best
coming
fans
out
in
of you send
Australia.
that we read it by Leadable Cameras is the 19th team's AFL song, and we will push this for life.
Yes.
Yep.
Cardo.
Yeah, there you go. Milestone game. Some players talk about how their team will live for a player's milestone game, implying that they will try harder than normal. Is there any truth to this, or is it simply poetic? I would have to assume that professional athletes give 100% every week, and that while it sounds nice to say that a team will try hard for a milestone, there isn't much truth behind it.
There is truth behind it. I mean, the saying wouldn't be, I gave 110% today, would it? Because where do you get the 10% from? Yeah, it is actually true. But because, like I will say, like if you look at the players yesterday who played well, I don't have the best players in front of me, but Nick Nananui was outstanding. Luke Shuey looked like he was playing in the grand final. He didn't come off in the last quarter, Luke Shuey, which he never does. Tim Kelly, who's had a really good year, he plays really well. Jack Redden was good. All the old boys. Tom Barras was best on ground. All the guys that have played a lot of footy with JK went to new levels. Now, that doesn't like diminish what they do during the season to play. Like it doesn't say that they're not trying when they don't, but you can go to a new level. It's just like you can go to a new level in a grand final because it's the last game. You know you don't have to recover the next week. You give it your all, right? You leave everything out in the field. That's what they would have been this week. I mean, it's slightly concerning they couldn't get the win over Adelaide given they would have all been playing like that. But you just have to look at who played well to know what it meant to those people. I found myself like, now this isn't meant to be at the young boys, but I just felt myself a bit pissed off that more young boys didn't play well. I'm not naming any names, but
No
when
names.
you're young, no, I'm not naming names. I can't do that. But like when you're younger, you don't actually get that. You don't understand what that sort of shit means. It's when you get older and like you know how much it means to JK to win that game that like you like jump out of your skin, you'd absolutely kill someone to win the game, and just not enough of them on the weekend, Dan. Unfortunately,
The extra 10% is a good like multi calculator as well. I had all the old boys in my multi yesterday. The
you win
Eagles,
it?
nah, because the Eagles lost. But Chewy, Kelly,
Wow.
Hearn.
Wow.
all the- yeah, because you
Very
just
good.
know they're going to get up for their mate.
that's
Yeah.
very. Hey,
Should've
thanks
known
to Blue Bet, we should have known all about
It's not,
this.
that
Paddy.
it's not that people aren't trying at that level. It's just that those ones that it sort of takes you, you can be completely committed to it, but it burns you. There's something that when there's an occasion, whatever it is, you can step up another gear.
Well, yeah, using like music and sport, it'd be like you're playing a gig in Canberra and a gig in, I don't know, the Sydney Opera House or something. I don't
Yep.
know. Like
Yeah.
you would probably play better at the Sydney Opera House.
If you're playing to 30 people, you have to sort of, you want to give them everything that you've got. But when you look at it and you go, compared to playing to 3,000 people, you're going, this one's going to take a little bit of work, fellas.
What's the worst? What's the worst crowd, worst gig you've ever? No, not worst crowd, but like, what's the most grim scenes you've looked out from the stage and just gone, this is brutal stuff here.
The 12 o'clock. So when you're starting out, you go to a festival, you play a few sets. So
Yes.
you do like maybe you do a really good one on the Friday, get a few sherbets down, and then on the Saturday you're on at 12 o'clock in the alcohol-free family tent.
What one was
Remember
that?
Queenscliff?
Queenscliff,
It was
Victoria, beautiful part of the world.
It
Yeah,
was
we killed it the night
900
before.
degrees, just like
It was in like an old demountable. Literally like I think it was like where they have like church camps and shit like that. And we're in this demountable and like we fucking killed it the night before, the afternoon before, and then people like cramming to get in. So we like get in there and we celebrated the night before, and that was a fucking tough one, eh? You're looking at it.
I can just imagine Queens Cliff. We've got a lot of retirees down in Queens Cliff. It's down, down Mornington Peninsula, down in Victoria, beautiful part of the world. But there's a lot of older people that live down there. So I'm just imagining.
Apparently, it's the Bellarine Peninsula.
Oh, apparently it is. How did you bloody know that?
Because I called it the Mornington Peninsula, and then they had a go at me about it.
You and me on the same page. You and me on the same page. Except I'm from like 10 minutes away from there, so I definitely should know that. I'm Geelong, so. Sorry, boys. Okay, where are we up to?
Leith.
Milestone. Sounds like a character out of the Anchorman. I think
Leith Milestone sounds like a news reporter. Boys, as we near the end of the season, you look back and try to figure out where it all went wrong for West Coast. And reflecting on the current list, I had an epiphany. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't injuries. It's the hairline situation. There's been a great reduction in balding players, and I'm not looking forward to Bunga retiring. Think about the players added: Bazzo, West, Cully, Chesser. They better address this at the draft, and I'll top pick best have a receding hairline. And just on Bunga, with all the well-deserved hoo-ha for JK, I think we need to go over the top for Bunga. So I have a merch idea for you. BackChat backline balding cap. Last home game of next year, 60,000 bald fans.
We're talking about skull caps. Very good. Backchatpodcast.com.au/merch to get your Shannon Hearn merch. Your Shannon Hearn skull cap. Look, I couldn't agree more, Leith. More bald, the better. Bald is beautiful. We're going to have to keep rolling through these, boys, because we say it, you send it, we read it. So we can't actually deviate from the plan here. So we've got a couple to go. Mitchell, Oliver.
G'day, boys. First time email.
Not Clayton. It's not Clayton. It's
no,
Mitchell. It's Uncle Mitchell.
Uncle Mitch. Just some thoughts I've had since started listening to BackChat. I've come to understand that the podcast is WA-centric and all thoughts and conversations are communicated through the eye of the defender.
That's correct, Mitch.
Now, I'm a Victorian man. Shout out Shepparton. And I also play in the forward line for my team. My question being, is it even legal for me to be listening to the podcast? Let me know, lads. Love your work.
Well, unfortunately, Mitch, it's not legal. I've sent the FBI around to your house to take that off you. But if you'd like to get involved, you can find a bit of Backman merch over at backchatpodcast.com.au/merch. I don't know. Maybe you get over there, Mitchy, and just you can pretend to be a backman. Maybe. What do you think?
Go down and take some kick-outs.
Yeah, that's right.
Pat, you did say you used to do that as a forward.
Get a few possessions.
That's real forward line behaviour.
Yep.
Can't get a touch, so he has to need to go down to the fucking back line to get one. Just stay in your own side, mate.
Stay in your lane.
Benjamin Cohen.
Hi, Will and Dan. First of all, big fans of the show. I just want to tell a story about when I was the Eagles mascot in a game at the MCG in 2013.
Imagine if someone starts an email with, absolutely hate this show. I just got an email to write to you,
Just want to tell you shit.
Wow, okay.
I met up with the players in the change rooms before the game and then ran out the banner with them. And during the warm-ups, the runner handed me a ball and I was given a shot at goal right next to where the players were warming up. Nice. I proceeded to hit the post and then turned around and the one and only Shannon Hearn called out to me and laughed. Better luck next time, mate. Completely ruining all my confidence. P.S. Will played in this game. West Coast beat Melbourne by 100 points.
So you needed to do the Shannon Hearn voice there, which
would
have been.
That?
It would have literally been, "Oh, better luck next time, mate," and then just get running. Some poor little kid. Oh, bloody hell! Okay.
So the mascot's
was it a
not the
kid
same
or a,
dude.
or a man?
It's not the mascot. Every game you have a child run out with
right.
you, come through the banner. The banner boy.
Yeah.
The banner boy. Well, you were the banner boy, weren't
For
you?
Freo once, yeah.
How did that go? Tell boys.
Not good. I wanted to run through the banner, as you do, so excited. And as I'm running, I get a tap on the shoulder from Peter Bell, who I was like, the Peter Bell docker for a day. And he signals me over like to deviate from the banner because he never ran through it. So I just ran around the banner. And so I didn't get to like be a part of the thing.
So you're just kind of out there.
So all I did was just run out there and then like their media person would have waved me over at some point and ran back in.
Oh.
I can't believe you were the banner boy because like it was pretty elite to do it. Like there was only one kid in there.
How do you
before.
get that?
I don't know
I don't know.
because
I
you
don't
sent
know
in
what
a
it
video.
is.
You sent in a video of you running through streamers?
Watch what I can do.
I can't remember how it happened, but it happened.
Well,
Wham award, probably.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
You send in your werewolf. The boys have got hope still. Joseph, Kenny.
Hey, Scully, Dan, and the Southern River Band boys. In all like full transparency, I added that in. Great.
Loves playing by the rules. Loves. You didn't need to say
G'day,
that.
mate, how you going?
No, but anyways, great podcast. There you go. I've been listening for the medium term. Was laughing to myself the other day about how Dan Gorringe, is that how you say it?
Yep.
A good podcaster in his own right, was once a teammate of Gary Ablett Jr. It seems like they were polar opposites of the AFL world. I can't imagine they were friends. It seems like everyone who is a gun is best friends with someone else who is a gun. I was wondering if Scully had any stories of really good players of the Eagles who were really close with other players who weren't. It seems like everyone hangs out with blokes about their level. P.S. was brought about the podcast by the TikTok of JK and Adzi.
JK and Adzi. JK and Adzi. So we used to have a fine wheel at the footy club, and one of them was called the coach, a nickname. And we came up with it as a group that Josh Kennedy, let's do a bit of a tribute to Josh Kennedy. I mean, he had to, in the middle of a team meeting, who after a loss can be very serious affairs. You know, it's life on the line type stuff and no one breathing in there. It's very serious. Halfway through this team meeting, after a bad loss, JK had to put his hand up and call Adam Simpson Adzi, which is not his nickname. He's never been called that in his life. And so it's just getting grimmer and grimmer and worse in this meeting. And everyone in the meeting other than Adam Simpson, Adzi, knew that it was going to happen. But he just kept waiting and then finally put his hand up and started it with... Adzi, just want to ask about and Simo just stopped the presentation, just like glared at him. So, fucking call me. And then they continue on. There was a whole shit show. Anyway, that's how this person got here. Really good players. The Eagles are really close. Like, it's actually quite a good point when I read that and think about that. I mean,
So
Backman hang out with Backman.
Right.
Midfielders, probably hang out, looking at themselves in the mirror. They got mirrors mounted on above their bed so they can watch themselves do things. The forward, I know you bloody do. And then the forwards do whatever they want to do, just worried about themselves. So, good and bad, not really. I think that's actually quite true. It's an astute pickup by Jelly. Very good. Well done. Last one, Trish Matheson.
Hi, boys. Just listening to this week's pod, and yes, I beep. Living here in Melbourne
Trish.
with all of the traffic, if someone is asleep at the lights, beep pretty quickly. When my cousin visits from WA, she berates me about it.
Yes.
And lately, when I visited her, kept telling her to beep the slow ones down in Mandurah, but she just won't. So regularly missed our turn at the lights. Thanks for having Butsy back on the pod. As we all know, he's great.
Oh,
well done, Trish.
We got rid of him.
Supporting the beep.
We got rid of, well, that shows she likes Butsy. We got the Southern River boys in here.
Yep.
Okay.
Take that, lady.
Yeah, Trish. Nah, we like Trish.
All right, we whipped through these. That is from Leaderville Cameras. We appreciate their support. Get down and support them. Remember, if you tell them Scully sent you, they'll give you a discount. Leaderville Cameras, Oxford Street. BackChat bets, powered by Bluebet. We should have listened to Pat this week by the sounds of things. We went sort of down that line. We went with the two retiring greats. David Mundy, 25 touches. Josh Kennedy to kick 4 goals. We actually pulled it back from 5 goals.
Yeah.
Dan wanted 5. I said, mate, that's not going to happen. Just relax.
Yeah.
4 goals. We'll give him a chance. Probably not going to happen either. Well, he goes and doubles that up. Kicks 8. David Mundy, 22 touches. Schmundi.
He's got saving a bit for a couple of extra games at the end of the year.
Okay, very good.
Well,
Charlie, can you just have a word to the boys? I know you don't have a mic over there, mate, but flag mantle, if it's going to happen, which it is, which is why you need to buy the jumpers and the T-shirts, backchatpodcast.com.au/merch. Really let us down, David. So, Bluebet survives another week.
Yep.
But we'll be back because that paid $9 that multi. So we
That was
would
a
have
good
actually taken them down.
That's good odds.
Yeah, it was actually very good
I reckon
odds.
someone out there.
Mundy had 35 touches last week, like the week before.
He had 15 at halftime.
You reckon with JK, someone had him to kick 10 goals and Eagles to win, and when he was getting up there, someone's sitting there going, "This is happening, mate," because it would have been paying shit like
Absolutely.
Can you imagine, like, he's like 6 or 7, he's like, this is going to happen.
People would have, because
How
everyone
quiet
was
he
going, he's
would've
going to kick a bag, he's going to kick a bag. And he had 10 shots on goal, 8 goals too. Beers?
Yes, please.
There we go.
Cheers.
Yes, please.
Now, that is Bluebet. BackChat bets. Thank you very much.
We'll take you down.
Bluebet. We will take you down.
You'll pay for this.
We're going to miss this one here, I
Sure.
think. Fantasy. You boys play fantasy at all?
Yeah.
Paddy's nodding away.
I'm a real guilty fantasy man. I don't even have any mates who play it. I've just got a team that I just look at on my own.
Great.
So you're just in the thing with everybody else, like just everyone else.
Yeah. I'm not even in any comps. Just like
just the general league.
Hello,
Yeah.
darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
Every Monday morning after you've actually butchered it.
So you're
fucking
winning,
miss the loophole every Friday.
winning
night.
your league.
Mate, we could have joined the BackChat fantasy league.
I'm down.
You in it or not?
No.
All right, next.
I'm looking for mates.
Next year. Next year. Advertising for mates. Paddy wants one. Here comes the beers for you, fellas. The shelters. You enjoying them?
much.
Yeah, bloody oath.
You boys have
That is
played
delicious.
you played a gig down there, haven't you?
Yeah, they looked after us so well there. And they do send us a little bit of piss.
Very good. If we can send a little bit more piss after some nice organic on-air credits here. We'd
Yeah,
like
That'd
that
be great
down.
because
Yeah.
I just get it sent to my address, and then the other boys don't really get it. I'm having a great time.
He's just finding out about this now.
Yeah, I just realised that.
So a fantasy update, grand final tickets. You needed this back in 2015, Paddy. It would have saved you some money, I think. The winner of this competition, the BackChat Fantasy Comp, wins 2 tickets to the grand final.
Wow.
I think it's down to 3 people. I think there's 2 weeks left. 3 people can win it. Andrew C. in the common men. He's 44th in the country at the moment, so he's going well for himself. He sits 258 points ahead of Justin R. at Roadrunner. Is it catchable? Yes, it is. If you butcher a captaincy or you have an injury, that would be Andrew C. But geez, he's been in front for about 10 weeks now, so it'd be an absolute crime. And then Nick P. and the Red Devils, I think they can come from behind as well. So they're the last 3. Hot Guys team, run by my wife, only has hot guys in it. She was in the top 10 for a long time in this fantasy competition, like dominating, like top 1,000 in the country, like absolutely killing it.
Any debatable hot guys though?
Well, there's been people calling that out. Bailey Smith's the captain of the team.
Of course.
He had a bit of a rest in the middle of the year. He's getting caught doing whatever he's doing down at the
He
night.
was struggling, mate.
Down
He
in the
was
nightclub.
mentally struggling.
Yes, correct that.
That's what was going on.
That is correct. So the hot guys team fell off the perch a little bit
Was
after.
Grundy and Hot Guys team?
Grundy was
missed
he left
a bit.
Yeah,
out.
slim pickings in the ruck for hot guys.
Look, Josh Dunkley, I mean, he's right up there. Josh Dunkley's quite hot.
Yeah.
Like, we interviewed him over in Melbourne. I got lost in his eyes quite a lot. He's got beautiful blue eyes.
Really blue.
Got really
Like
you know,
ocean
crazy
blue.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
Good rig too.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, well, g'day, Josh. Shout out to you, mate. No, listening. So yeah, that's
What
what's
else do you
happening.
like about Josh?
It's bloody good at fantasy.
Yeah, correct. All right. I'm feeling fine, I think. We finally got the gavel back. Sammy's got his absolute SHIT together and got the gavel back to us. Absolutely time for fines. This is Fines Master, right? This is brought to you by Dean Bradley, local real estate man. He looks after us. Well, he hasn't bought any houses for us yet, but we hope maybe the relationship ponders some of that.
Couple
Maybe
in the next little while.
yeah, correct. So Dino, he'll be matching fines for the season. So we're raising money for some charities here at BackChat. Men's Talk, which is the men's mental health. Sabre, which looks after the dogs down some Staffy and Bully Breed rescue. And Socket to Sarcoma, incredibly rare cancer, that we're raising money for those guys. And I want to add this one in this week. A bit of a shout out to some guys doing some great things for Jazz McGough. So she's a young girl. 5th of July this year, Jazz was on a family holiday in Margaret River when she fell off her mountain bike, fracturing her C5 vertebrae, and was airlifted to Royal Perth Hospital. Despite immediate surgery to remove the pressure, her spinal cord was severely damaged, resulting in a complete C5 spinal cord injury. So she's an incredible cyclist. She's gone through the Waste Talent Identification Program. She's been national champion, great cyclist. And unfortunately, the way life looks for her, it's going to be very different going forward. So someone put this across my table, and I wanted to put it across our listeners, our audience's table. If you don't want to support Jazz and her family, clearly it's going to be a strong fight for her, but apparently she's up for it, which is great to hear. You can search for A Million Dreams for Jazz, which is after one of our favourite songs. We know it mean the world. So if anyone does have any spare coin to spare, look up A Million Dreams for Jazz on GoFundMe. We'll put some stuff across stories as we go there. Now,
Good.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to raise some money for that. Fines are
Quick question.
Session.
Do you guys do fines in the band? Late to practice, slabs, things like that?
That would
Not
be
really,
a
eh?
big kitty.
You might be able to get yourself a nice Airbnb in Melbourne if you
None
start
of us
raising.
had any money.
Oh, yeah. Once it starts to become like we're getting back into it again now, like post COVID and everything, so it's starting to get a little bit more like this. We've got to do shit because otherwise it gets a little bit like musicians are artists, man. So like you can't really. And I'm like, no, fucking discipline. But I'm dead keen on
You
the
need a
idea.
fines master.
Yeah.
So you can make it fun. You get a big, like we used to call it the Wheel of Death, not the fines, the Wheel of Death.
Yeah.
And it had slots on it, and if you miss training, you got to spin the wheel up. Shave your head used to be on there.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
How'd you go with that, big fella?
Mate, nah, I couldn't do it.
That's
eh?
a wig anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's a wig, right?
Do you know the amount of fucking people that say that to me all the time? And I have to go like, I look them dead in the eye and go, fucking pull it. Go on, pull it hard. Pull it hard.
Anyone ever pull it?
Hey?
People pull it?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Go on,
They'll come
Dan.
over and it's
I'm
not
not
a
gonna pull
fucking wig, doll. It's actually real. They'll spill a drink on me and fuck off.
Nick Natanui was you, just so you know. That's Nick Nat's like the you of, you can't touch Nick's dreadlocks, right?
Yeah.
So you're Nick Nat.
Hear that, Pat?
There you go. Your nickname.
No.
I've been saying that for a couple of years.
All right, let's get into it. Hayden Dwyer sending this one. Who gets the fine? The scumbags of the AFL. So I'm not sure if that's in plural or it's just the AFL that are scumbags. $5 fine. Round 9, 2012. Take us back. Scoey running down the wing, selling candy, few bounces, handball receive, bounce, goal. Scumbags at the AFL. How is it not goal of the year? Also, $2 fine for Scoey for the poor beard and long hair.
At that time, you haven't had a haircut for a bit.
I absolutely
Do you remember
accept
that
that
goal?
fine. Oh,
Subiaco Oval, right?
I'm going to talk you through it again, mate. This is about as good as it gets. Selling candy to David Mundy.
Yep.
Gave it to Pritter. Got it back off Pritter. Gave it to someone else. Got it back off them. Had 3 bounces. They've only given me 1 bounce here, but I had 3 bounces. Handball received. Kicked it from the junction out on the boundary. I should have jumped into the crowd and clapped myself. It was bloody
Who
unreal.
won it that year?
Not me. I can tell
Was
you
it the
that.
nominee? You
Hey?
got the nominee the week.
For some reason, I have Matthew Lloyd's backheel goal in the goal square running through my head, but I don't think it
Right.
was that. I mean, Eddie Betts has probably kicked a goal that year. Like he's won about 8 of them. Yeah, so I mean that's a disappointing part of my career. Penny Trading sends this one. Who gets the fine? Yuri Nater. Oh no. Who gets the fine? Yuri Nater. $2 for always taking the piss. Urinator.
Good.
That's very good. Urinator. Okay, thank you very much for
It's
that.
becoming like Mo's Bar over here. People
Yeah,
just sending
correct.
us these emails.
This is for Scully, a $1 fine. You don't have to get carried away with this as well, boys. There's not $100 fines here. We read out the Tottenham or Leeds ones. They were doing €400 for being late to training. It's just the $1 here, so it's just loose change. Explain why a fine is in order. $1 for Scully for talking up a JK10 bag on primetime TV, then with every goal kicked after 3/4 time, honestly believing he was the new Nostradamus. I'll continue on with the fine, but I will fucking say, I was absolutely spot on. He takes a mark with 4 minutes to go, 20 metres out, directly in front. You got to switch your mic on and off down the boundary. I just flicked it on and gone, well, and then flicked it back off, and then he missed. I didn't go back on for the rest of the coverage. So, and also $2 for my under-10s coach 40 years ago for dragging me. Hang on a second. $2 for my under-10s coach 40 years ago. Okay, now we're really getting the dirt. For dragging me at halftime after kicking 8 goals, then proceeding to sit me on the bench for 1/4, then finally putting me at fullback for the last quarter. Also, his son, from memory, who was struggling to tie his bootlaces, could have a chance at kicking a goal. P.S. I think I finished with 2 more.
Well done.
Very good. I can just imagine Cal coming on for a quarter in the footy. Go on, give him a go. Yeah, give him a go.
I actually played with a Cal, and his dad was a coach, and he was awful. And I think he used to get put in the midfield all the time.
Is this Carlos? Is this Carlos?
You guys looking at me like that for? It wasn't like that.
You're the one who talked about your wrists, mate.
Yeah, no. If I was in my chosen sport, mate, it wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, correct.
I don't have a sport, so it wouldn't be happening. That's what I'm saying. No.
Stephen Gosh, William. I assume that's me.
That's you, yep.
Fuck me. This is a brutal fucking fine session. For $3 for standing with the West Coast boys during JK's Guard of Honour and trying to hold onto his past footy life. Fucking
That is a whack.
Stephen Gosh goes absolutely whack. I mean, I can't defend. Can
No,
I?
keep going.
Fucking
There's
hell.
no defense allowed.
Stephen, tell you what, it's brutal stuff here on a Monday evening. Rowan Butler fines Xavier O'Neill, $2. Okay, forgetting to bring spare socks and just wearing his footy socks after the game. Fine reduced from $10 to allow Xavier $8 to buy a pair of socks. Evidence on West Coast social media post-game team photo in the rooms.
I did have a look at the photo. So it's like they're all sitting around with JK after the game. Did you see that photo?
Yes. But like Tom Brass has no shirt on.
Yeah, but...
So does he get a
the
fine for not wearing a
difference-
shirt?
But Xav is like dressed with different shoes on, but you can see he's still wearing his blue socks.
Right.
So he's fining him for not wearing a different
Let's
pair
hope
of
they were
socks.
clean. Okay, I'll take it on board. $3 fine, $2 fine. Josh G fines
Himself.
himself. Okay,
Yep.
$5 for going so hard about beers with BackChat in Melbourne, but must have missed the announcement on socials. I will say that I did have notifications on, so I didn't miss it, but here we are. Well, you did. You absolutely did miss it, Josh. So, boys, we went to Melbourne, stayed in Fitzroy. Each night we had beers. Each night we said where we were going to be. And we've had a bunch of people saying, where was beers with BackChat? Well, it was every night where we said we were going to be. And the big fella hasn't come down. We should have flown you boys over. You would have come to beers
We
with
can fly us
BackChat.
to Europe if you want.
Yeah. Look at you boys. Just like I think we're done. Last one. Nick Gorman to Dan, $5. $5 fine to Dan for $5 fare for Dan for coward beeping people at traffic lights. If they don't get off the line like Michael Winterbottom, who are these people? Who's Michael Winterbottom? You gonna look that up?
Supercars, isn't it?
Is it?
Or is it Mark Winterbottom?
Yeah, but this says Michael Winterbottom. I hope it's Mark.
Michael Winterbottom is a cinematographer. Let's look at. Yes, Mark Winterbottom is a racer.
Sorry, Nicky Gorman, mate. $5 coming straight back at you, mate. If you're gonna throw the mud, you make sure
Surely
it sticks.
it's double if it doesn't stick.
Absolutely. He's throwing the wrong name out there. Boys, that's pretty much it. We've gone a bit over, but that's the beautiful thing about podcast land. We can do what we like. Have you had fun?
It's been fantastic.
It's been a pleasure here on BackChat. So
wait. What do you want to plug?
no, hey, don't worry. I'm giving them plug space. I'm giving them plug space. Yeah. They're plugging at a national tour with The Darkness. Going to be superb stuff. You got a new album coming out?
We've got a live album coming out at the start of September. September the 9th, I believe it'll be released.
Is it a cheeky question to ask what's the difference between just a normal album and a live album?
So we recorded this one like live and on the piss. We were like, what's something that's going to capture the essence of the band? Because when you go in the studio, we are essentially a live band, right? It's the energy sort of thing. But we did this in the heart of COVID, so we didn't have a crowd or nothing. But we were like, everyone's just going to get on the piss. This is like 10 in the morning. We're just going to record everything and get everything one take and then see what happens with it. And turns out we got fucking something that actually captured the essence of the band. So it's
extra 10% came out.
There you go. We were motivated to do it, you see.
Yeah.
We got up.
Did you do it in a studio or did you do it like on a stage with no crowd in front of you?
In a studio, just so we could get the sounds right. But when we got it back, it was like listening to test pressings of the vinyl and we were like, fucking oath, that's right there. So
we're going to have to use that for the Europe playlist.
Yeah, correct.
That's going to be good.
Definitely.
Does it mean that you're going to just record all your rest of your shit blind then? Because to me, I'm like, well, if that's what happens, then you just go in there like that every time, or is it different?
See, that's a very good point.
You're not allowed to tell your manager that and the recording studio.
Tell Pat, he's the boss, mate. He's the boss.
Pat's like, no drinking before recording.
We've got to train the way that we play, fellas. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, we
how do
fucking
you
play
play?
better like this.
That's unreal. Yeah. How do we get tickets to the Darkness stuff? Because we're going to ask for ones for free, but how does everyone else buy it? I am, being honest.
Backchat.com.
Can we actually, we'll put it on our merch page. I'll put it up the top.
We'll get the Flagmantle shirts on ours. Not that people go on our website or anything, but we'll get it going.
That's unreal. Boys, it's been a pleasure.
Bloody oath. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for
guys.
joining
Thanks
us.
so much, fellas.
Cal and Pat, the boys from the Southern River Band. As always, I reckon we can do this again. I've had a lot of fun. BackChat, __ on socials. hello@backchatpodcast.com.au is our email for you. Send it. We read it. Our patrons, we love you. Thanks for supporting the podcast. We've got some discount codes over there for you. Something for everybody. $20 off your next purchase at Leaderville Cameras. Get down there and do that. I'm going to be heading down there and doing something down there. We need some stuff for Europe. We need to actually get some stuff so we can film things. Okay, very good. VIP codes over there. And you can find all of it at backchatpodcast.com.au /merch if you want the gear as well, fellas.